Actually, I'm wrong about John McCain. John McCain was genetically engineered. He was created, basically. He was a genetic prototype. And Eddie Murphy might have been somewhat the same way. Um, at least Eddie Murphy that you people know. He looks way too good to actually just be just a normal person. Like I said, I could do some things and modify some things that most people couldn't. And I was working on the better looking human, the the cleaner genetics. And I had a lot of genetic people that were pretty much perfect. Like I say, if you look at Germany, you'll notice a lot of women, a lot of people that lived until they're 80, and they didn't look like they look like they were like 40, but they were like 70 years old. The Germans, like I said, a German could live until he was like 180, basically, or older. We had some really really good genetics in Germany. A lot of people are jealous of that. Anyway, there's a lot of confusing facts about the past, and there's a lot of genetics and all kinds of stuff. And well, a lot of people I don't know, they wanted to be something, they wanted to take me down, and they wanted to do it the quick fast way. But there was no real quick fast way. Anyway, though, like I say, they waited until I was retired, and then basically they pretty much came after me and hit me in a time of peace or whatever. Anyway, and mostly they just went around and just started lying and basically saying things about me that weren't true at all or had any basis in fact. But then again, they did that to a lot of people. Like they did it all over the world. I mean, anyway, most people were pretty much protected from it, or it wasn't really a problem. Like I said, the Germans called it an abuse of free will. Pretty much, you abusing freedom of speech and free will to basically, be stupid or whatever. And it might have been the drugs or whatever. I don't really know. I don't really care, but basically, they were a lot less than epic. Anyway, though, I mean, there's a lot of things like putting steel rods inside of people with hammers and stuff like that. A lot of really bad stuff. So anyway, or putting steel metal discs inside of someone. That was the weirdest thing. Take a steel iron disc and then surgically implant it into someone. I don't know what the hell that was. Like I said, a lot of the things that they did, they were using just yarn to sew things into people. It was really disgusting. Like I don't know what the hell they were thinking they were doing, but it was really bad. Like I said, it wasn't Germany either. It was like the Yankees or something like that. Like I mean, no doctors or whatever. It was like in like the 17 or 1900 they started like sewing in like metal rods into people and stuff like that, and just calling it a medical procedure, but it wasn't a medical procedure. It was just like horrible, horrible. Like 1800, 1900, year 1100 or so. They, like I said, they would just take a normal piece of rebar basically and sew it inside of a person and say, "There you go." I mean, there's a lot of very very bad doctor offices like where you'd go to get something fixed or something like that, and they would just like stick a steel rod in you and then sew it up with normal yarn. Of course, you would get gangrene and die, and they'd have to chop off the leg, and they charge you for that too. Anyway, I don't really know. I mean, it was like so messed up. And it wasn't in Germany. No, it was somewhere else. Germany had all the nice stuff, all the nice like surgical stuff. Now this was like in the Yankee states. Like I said, they were trying to change the facts and make it look like Germany had the bad problems and the United States had all the good medical, but the United States had the really bad medical and Germany had the good medical. So yeah, some people, I don't know, they had no medical experience and they really didn't particularly care about trying to get medical experience, more than taking yarn and sewing things into people. Saying, there you go, you got a fixed ankle. Anyway, basically abuse and pretty much, I enforced medical procedures, I guess. Anyway, that's what was happening in the Confederate States. or it's on some desert island. I don't really know, but it was basically barbarism. It's really bad, really really bad. And there's pictures and stuff to back up everything I say. I mean, we discovered it, and I was like, oh wow. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of it was lot of doctors where it's like I don't know if they're just incompetent or if they're just purposely trying to hurt people, but they were. Yeah, somewhere around 1200 or so, 1100. Anyway, I don't know. Earth doesn't exactly have an epic past. Earth has a past of a lot of really, really bad things happening. But, not to me or to any of my people, but they were happening in the world. And more than basically someone grabbing someone and then shoving a steel rod in them when they're drunk. I don't really, like I say, JFK and a bunch of other people were pretty much just doing these really messed up things. I guess because they could. Like, I don't really know why. And, it was really bad. So, I'm pretty sure we killed them and found out what was going on, exposed them, as they say. Anyway, yeah. There's a lot of things. I mean, and Rodney and a bunch of other people would be spending their whole lifetime saying, no, we weren't a part of that. We didn't do that. It's like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. We have the proof. There's a lot of people that were running from, they were running from me. They were running from my people too. They were running from everyone else too. They weren't just running from me. That's the thing. A lot of my enemies, or a lot of the people that were coming after me, it's like they thought that I was the one behind everything, but it was like, no, your past actions. Like, I'm not the only one. I'm just around. Actually, realistically, they just singled me out because I was the one that they couldn't take down, or they automatically assumed, because it's got to be Lucifer. He's the only one that he's the one with the police, he's the one with this, he's the one with that. And it's true, I was also epically rich as well. Or they misunderstood wealth with basically production capability. Like I said, when you get to a certain spot, it's not, wealth becomes irrelevant. Like, you're not, like, wealth and being rich and powerful and all that, that's right here. And then there's right here, and that's usually a group or whatever. And then there's where I'm at, which is like, that's like where I actually invented the particles which everyone uses. I invented the matter itself. So my level is like, I'm beyond, like, everything else, like rich powerfulness and whatever. That's all stuff that has come after me. So it's kind of like that. And so I was already like I said, I created the particles which everyone is made of. So that's kind of how it went. And then and people misunderstood, like they came in here and perceived the world like this. And it's like, and then they thought that I was on that level. It's like, well, a bit higher. You're born and you come into a world and you think, oh, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And then there's, anyway, though, but LS, Lucifer Star, me, I mean, I'm ridiculous level. So, anyway, yeah, well, and then basically they did everything they could to basically make me not be me. And it's like, well, sorry, I'm me. Nothing you can do about it.